What's going on, everyone? Today we are doing a comparison video between the Ricky Slammer, the new dynamic disc Culprit, and the Westside Harp to find out what is the best approach disc in the Trilogy lineup. Which one of these discs should amateur players actually be throwing on the course? Let's find out right now. All right, so we're going to be throwing all three of these discs, the Harp, the Culprit, and the Slammer. We're going to be throwing them. This is about 120, so we're going to throw them flat, hyzer, and hyzer. So let's start with the hyzers, and we'll start with the Harp and see how good this approach disc is. That's parked. Something to remember is we don't need to base the throw off of, ooh, how close was it to going in the basket? It's how close is it to the pin. So if you get some groundwork, probably a good thing. See, like that one, that was more flat than hyzer, so I'll throw that one again later. But that one was not as good as the first one, even though it looked like it was attacking the basket more. So now let's throw the Slammer on a hyzer.
100% beef.
Yeah, that one was definitely the most overstable. I think the least understable so far is the Harp.
All right, my first impressions of these three discs just feel out of the hand. They're all base plastic. Culprit feels very much similar, very much like a Harp. It's got the 6 stamp on the bottom. Very much like a Harp, just not as deep, so it's much shallower, very flat top. You guys, if you've never thrown a Harp, here's what a Harp looks like, flat type. This one looks a little warped, but anyways, flat topped. It's a little bit more, or a little bit deeper, as you can see, but that's a Harp, very much like his own. And then the Ricky Slammer has the crazy thumb groove. It's just as deep, probably. No, it's not. It's a little deeper than the Culprit, and just maybe a hair deeper than the Harp. But that thumb groove, and it definitely, as you can see from how Quentin threw it, I'm about to check it out, but from how Quentin threw it, it's very overstable. All right, 120-ish feet out. What'd you start with, the Harp?
Harp, Culprit, Slammer. Oh,
that felt pretty good.
That's still pretty close.
A little high, I need to go a little lower. Here goes Culprit. Oh, that's pretty beefy. I also threw it lower. And Slammer. See if we can try to imitate the Harp line. Lower. That thing is way beef. Culprit, Slammer, Harp. All these are within my comfort zone, like we talk about in a couple of videos. So definitely happy with all the shots.
This is my comfort zone.
5 feet.
Flat round. I'm going to be trying to aim as close to the basket as possible, so that way we can see what the true stability of the discs are.
I pulled it right. Probably hard to see on the camera, my bad. Oh, low. Oh.
Okay, anhyzer now.
Ooh.
Deep, but fine. Oh!
That had a nice slow pan.
It did. Wow.
Those were all good.
That really shocked me. The more overstable ones, because so far the Culprit and the Slammer are more considerably overstable than the Harp, and those were better at the anhyzer. I've honestly never even thought about doing an anhyzer approach from this 120-ish range because, I don't know, I've always thought hyzer.
All right, let's see if I'm as good at angle control as our friend here. Harp first. Wow. Oh, sky bomb, but it's gonna work out.
Oh.
Wow, it almost feels like more forgiving.
Uh-huh.
With these overstable guys. Here we go. Let's make one for you. Oh!
Oh no.
So stable though. Like that's still fine.
To me, the difference is when you miss anhyzer, they're so stable that if you're missing right, it's fine. They're gonna come back regardless. Where if you miss left, yeah, you're gonna be in trouble. But when you're throwing just a hyzer, if you miss right, you might be too far. Like, I don't know. For me, I'm really liking these anti shots. Let's do another set and see if that's still the case.
I think I'm gonna have to agree, because 100% of the time when I grab my Harp or Justice, or, well, that's only 2 I have right now, and I try to throw a hyzer, if I miss, it's usually outside of my comfort zone. With this anti release, I think it almost like helps you out. It makes you, what's the word I'm looking for? Point being, when you throw the anti shot, it gives you almost a little bit more room to make the miss.
Gives you more
mistake.
side to side.
Right, it allows you to make the mistake and still be in a good spot, rather than if you throw a hyzer and make the mistake, you're out of position.
If you miss the hyzer shot, you're going deep because the natural carry of the disc is to continue to push. But when you're missing anhyzer, it's just going to flip back and fall, and it's going to be a lot quicker. Makeable.
It's still in the comfort zone.
No complaints. That's the miss. That is the miss with anhyzers when you don't get enough on it. Are you happy with that? Because the more overstable ones, to me, again, the Culprit and Slammer, you're gonna be over there more. So you have to really commit. Commit and throw it low and you'll be right there every time.
Anti shots again. This is a great thing to do when you're on the course or at field work. Just practice these little 150 foot shots. High, but it's fine. Wow, I've never thought about doing this. I love it. Oops, that was bad. But look, the miss was right, and look where I'm at still. That was not bad, actually, okay? Here we go. Let me see if I can get a good shot for you guys. Not that these are bad, but.
Oh my gosh, thought that was the one.
Annie again. That one was flat. There you go.
Takes some work, but if you can do it, it's not bad.
Little forehand action.
Too much hyzer, but
But
rolled in.
Nice.
Here's the thing, forehand, you know what you're gonna get with these discs. I think the Slammer and Culprit were a little bit better forehand because you know you can throw just a little bit more to the left and they're going to fade in regardless than the Harp is. And really, for me, this is really tough. At first it was going to be Harp, but I almost feel like I'm leaning Culprit right now because it feels like a Harp, but it's not as overstable as a Slammer is. And I like that I can get some ante on it, I can throw it regular hyzer and forehand, and I know what's going to happen. So for me, I think I am ranking these Culprit, Harp, Slammer. I think the Slammer is the hardest ones for AMs to throw, but it's definitely a great utility disc and could take the Justice out of your bag, and the Slammer could become that awesome utility disc that you use.
Whoa. Yikes. Shankopotamus. I'm throwing them dead straight. I'm expecting some fade. There's the fade. All right, guys, I think I completely agree with Quentin on everything you said about the discs. I do enjoy, I'm a big fan of the Harp, but the Culprit is a little bit shallower rim, kind of like I was talking about, and I think I like that better. So I'm gonna rank them just as Quentin. Culprit number 1, Harp number 2, Slammer number 3. And that's gonna wrap this video up. Thanks again for checking it out. Let us know what you think below. How would you rank these discs? Do you have any other approach discs you would suggest? Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Clankers. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button, and we will see you on the next one.